Hey spa traders, how are you? Bryan Durocher here. Just back from very steamy and hot Orlando, Florida, where I was working, to much cooler temperatures here in Montana. We got a little bit of sunshine this afternoon. I was excited. We have had a rainy spring. Well, I want to share with you today a thought around hiring. When I was in Orlando, I was doing classes, and one of the things that I did was a class on hiring for owners, and I had allocated about 40 handouts since I figured there was owners in this class. And in the first day, I had 80 in my class, which blew me away, and also got rid of all my handouts for both days. But it made me realize that we really need to have a lot of structure and a process around hiring. Hiring is a 365-day-a-year process, even if we have all of our positions filled. It's always important to be looking and collecting resumes and interviewing so you have leverage, because you never know when somebody's going to leave your employment. Their husband's relocating, they're having a baby, many different reasons why, and you want to be prepared. I interview people and I'll say, hey, I really love you. I don't have a position available at this moment. Can I keep your resume on file and call you if something opens up? I've hired people up to a year later after initially interviewing them by hanging on to their resume, what I call my red hot file. Things that we also need to be prepared with when it comes to interviewing is system and structure and paying attention to your intuition. I think it's so important for us to pay attention to our intuition when we're hiring people and listening to that little voice inside of us that doesn't steer us wrong 99.9% of the time. So when red flags come up and or you're trying to rationalize hiring somebody, those are really big red flags. Things that I look for in my interview process are, first, I believe it's important that everybody has at least a one-page resume. And with today, Microsoft Word and the templates that are available, there's really no excuse why you can't have a great resume that's easy to put together. To me, it says, I care about my career enough to present it to you in a confident manner. And if there's typos on the resume, straight to the round file with the traders, because that shows they're not paying attention to details. Other things that I like to do to streamline my process is I'll go ahead and do a pre-screen call, asking 3 or 4 questions over the telephone for 5 minutes. And if they sound like a good fit, I'll invite them in for an interview in the spa. And if they're not the right fit by how they sound, I just thank them for their time. I don't need to say anything else but thank you for your time when I'm interviewing somebody and they're not the right fit. So if they're good, I'll bring them in. I look at definitely their appearance and image. Are they presenting an image in that first interview that's going to be attractive to my target market of clientele? Because remember, we're all selling image here. And I'll ask 5 to 7 questions and get a feel and a vibe for the person. Now, if they come across well, communicate well, have a good solid image, then I'll go ahead and check on references. And I'll simply call references and ask for one question. Would you rehire this person again? Because wouldn't a yes or no answer tell us everything that we needed? I also want references that are previous employers, people who were in a supervisory position, not a friend, not a relative, not a co-worker. Now, if the references come back positive, I want to have that person come back for a second interview. But this time, I'm going to do that second interview outside of the spa. Typically like a coffee shop, a restaurant. I like to do that because it gives me an opportunity to see how the candidate stays focused when a lot of different activities are going on around both of us when we're having our conversation. Plus, I can also see how they treat the service provider who's serving them. I'm looking for consistency again in appearance and communication. And then I'll talk about compensation in my second interview. And if they're amenable and things look good from that second interview, then it will be time for a technical. I believe that everybody needs a technical interview. For service providers, I'm looking for speed, accuracy, and communication skills. Remember, traders, our name is on the door and our name is on the line with anybody that we hire, so we want to make sure to know that these people are really good. And I make my candidates go out and get their own models to demo services on for me. It shows initiative that they really are interested in this job. And I'm going to have them use my product lines to do the services, and that's going to show confidence that they're willing to perhaps work with product that they're not as familiar with. but that says they're really interested in coming to work for my organization and being a part of my team. Now, if my technical goes well, then I'm going to go ahead and spend time going over an employee manual, which is a universal document for everybody who works within your spa, and the job description, which is specific to their position. We want to make sure that we don't have our employee manual and job descriptions kind of all mixed together in a handbook, because what's relevant for, let's say, a nail technician could be very, very different than what's relevant to a spa coordinator. So I go through the employee handbook, I go through the job description, have them sign off on those things, and then they're really prepared with what clear expectations are, meaning that what they can expect from us as a company and what we can expect from them as an employee or service provider working as a part of our team. And it's really important to stick through your structures and really be committed to the type of people that you want to hire. Don't hire people out of desperation, because when have we ever done anything out of desperation and have it turn out well? So I'm a big believer in having that 365 hiring process so that I always have leverage, always have names available of people to choose from, and I'm never going to be desperate. And don't leave any part of your process out, because whatever you leave out tends to be what shows up in the people that you hire. Now, if you find that you don't have all of the skills and structures and documents necessary for hiring, or you want to brush up and have some more tips on interview process, look to Spa Trade's website and the links to my products, How to Hire a Championship Team CD, hour of audio, and it has interview questions and an evaluation form. And the Spa Structure CD has employee manuals, job descriptions, performance evaluations, all your HR stuff available, and you can get that directly through the links on Spa Trade. Well, traders, I hope these tips are helpful to you, and I'll look forward to speaking with you again soon. Take care, traders.